We set up a time to meet prior to when we start. When you show up 3 minutes before you start,
I was here. I was trying to get this thing situated. It sucks.
I show up typically an hour before the show.
Yeah, tell the people why their time is invaluable. And just like that, you're listening to the HVAC Overtime Show. What's up, everybody?
What is up? Nothing much here. Just I'm lying. We need to start this year over. The whole fucking year. Like, just
I agree. Just fucking turn it back. Go back before the eclipse, before Easter, before everything.
All of it. And just start over. Like,
yeah, I could use a restart.
Been a dumpster fire. It has.
Yeah, I could definitely use a restart from the transition from my other company to this company, from the YouTube saga where I made a video and showed how unsafe I like to be and got suspended, to just in general life stuff burning me out, man. And I got a newborn on the way. 7 weeks, I'm going to be a dad again. Which
that's actually, of all things, Jill was just saying that. She's like, Bill's gonna be like in baby duty any day now, and I'm like, yeah, it's coming up, man.
Dude, it's not, it hasn't fully sunk in yet, but like I for whatever reason, the algorithm has figured out that I'm going to be a dad soon, so it's populating all these videos of these like dads doing baby stuff. And then I went to a play that my other kid had the other day, and I'm like watching a young couple with their baby. I'm like, holy crap, I got to do that. I got to wiggle this little thing around and like bounce it on my knee and like feed it water and stuff. I'm like, oh my God.
Let's address the elephant in the room. So Jesus Fish lined it all up. Lots of stuff is odd here. Joe's not wearing headphones and Adam's not here.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the craziest thing, Jesus Fish.
No, but I didn't shave willingly. I'm just a dummy, and I put the wrong clipper attachment on when I went to go, and I was like,
and see,
dude, there we go. Dude, well, I'm just going for it.
Honestly, that's the only reason I've ever had a long beard, is because I'm like, I've tried to trim it, I've tried to like shape it, make it look nice, but I always inevitably screw it up, and then I just trim it down. And now I'm like, do I go see a barber? Because I don't know how to trim it. What do I do?
It's exhausting. I told Jill last night when we were in Vegas for her birthday like a week or two ago, and I needed to get a haircut. She's like, just go down to the salon in the hotel and get a haircut and get a shave. And I like looked and I called them, and it was going to be like $200. And I was like, no, I'll look scruffy. I'm not paying $200 to get a freaking thing at the hotel. We were like in a fancy hotel. So
yeah, you got it, Colin, just for you, bud.
Yeah. But I've gone to it's weird though, if you go to a barber and have them like do it. Like if you just get a normal shave, it's okay, but don't ever do the hot towel experience, because that's the most uncomfortable thing. Dude was like rubbing my face, and I honestly, I said, hey man, no offense, I'm not into that. Like, just
are you serious?
I told him that too. I was like, I'm not.
Just embrace it, man. Embrace the man.
The most awkward part is when you're like, well, how do you warm the towel up? And he pulls his towel up from under his balls. He's like, it stays warm under here. And like slaps it on your face.
Oh man.
Like, oh man, it smells like nut butter.
It was the most uncomfortable thing, because when I went in, he's like, well, do you want a hot towel? And I was a hot towel shave, and I'm like, I've never done this. What is that? And he's like, oh, you'll like it. And all right, whatever. And then he does it, and he's like halfway through, and I'm like, hey, I'll pay for it, but like just stop, man. Like I don't that feel good.
Don't worry about the
weird. And honestly, like it's is it weird because it's a dude? Because I feel like maybe I can handle it if it's just a chick.
Nah, dude. I got a massage like one time. Jill and I went to go get couples massages, like when we were in the same room, and like I know I had a girl massaging me, and I was not into that either. I was like, nope. Just I'm cool.
It's weird. I've had 2 massages in my entire life, like 20 years ago, and it was borderline awkward. And they were both females, and it was borderline awkward then. Like, obviously, I would never. I don't know what it is, but I just can't get past the mental barrier of even letting a guy do that, let alone like a female for whatever reason. It's just awkward. Like, I just take my shirt off. Like, you see how hairy my back is?
Oh, you got to take your shirt off?
Well, yeah. I mean, for a proper massage, oil massage, you know.
Gotcha.
You know, and I was like, I hope you like carpet burns on your fingers.
I don't like people freaking touching me. It's just weird. It's not.
No, I don't like anybody touching me. Really, like I have this thing.
That's been known. We're not going to go into that, but that's been known.
Yeah,
that's been.
Like I've made that known for a long time in my house, and I've reaped the repercussions of it.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. You dumbass.
Wow. So last week.
Oh man,
I'm trying to get what you guys are talking about.
So.
Yeah, Bill, you can say whatever you want.
I mean, I won't get into too many details, but like, I'm not super cuddly type of guy, right? And sometimes I'm not the most romantic, you know, like smoochy, cuddle up. That's not me. And
okay.
Sometimes as a husband, you need to do stuff like that.
So
to your significant
we're not going to go into details, but Bill like messaged me. He's like, dude, it was like so fucking weird. He said what he said. And
Don't touch me.
I said, Bill, you fucked up. And he's like, what do you mean? You fucked up, bro. Like you need to apologize. You fucked that one up, Bill. And then you didn't believe me. But then the next day you're like, yeah, you're right. I did.
No, it was like almost a week later before I realized. Like, damn it. And the whole time I'm like, damn it.
Just think, just think, what would Chris do, dude? I need to get you a bracelet, WWCD.
What would Chris do?
I've heard that in the chat. What would Chris do?
Like the big picture life diagnosis, you know?
Oh, dude, trust me, I am not the person to talk about life. I'm a dumpster fire right now. So.
Well, talking about guys and touching faces and big picture, I think Chris got the big picture put on him this week. But we don't have to go further about that.
Which one?
Interesting.
You could nudge just a little bit. Just don't reveal details. Remind me which one you're talking
appointment.
About.
Yeah,
bro.
I forgot about that. That's a great one.
Yeah. So I had to go to the doctor, and the doctor freaking made me take my pants off, like full on inspection, grabbing, pulling, pushing. Does that hurt? Well, no, but it's uncomfortable. Like, no, I'm good. X-rays, medicine, all this stuff. God,
dude, like, all right, I want to throw this out here for all you guys that are like, I don't know, feeling a certain way about getting your nuts probed, getting your butt probed. Like, if you're around our age, you're probably getting to the point in life where you need to start having these things inspected.
Yep.
You know, get your undercarriage serviced a little bit. I know you don't want to, but you really should get your things double checked, man. There's cancers. There's all sorts of bad things that could be happening down there.
Okay. So wait, hold on. Jason Julian, you just came in right now. I literally didn't mean to shave my beard. I put the wrong clipper attachment on, and like a dumb, I'm just not thinking straight. And I did, and I was like, dude, for real. All right, well, I'm just shaving it all. So I took the clipper attachment off.
Hey. Since we're on this subject of shaving, and you had to go to the doctor for your balls, did you prep the area?
No.
You didn't call in the landscapers before you went to the ball doctor?
Nah, dude.
Are you serious? Like, come on, bro.
Nope.
That is ridiculous.
I was going another path. I was going to tell Jason that he got all pretty for the doctor because
man, I have to. Like, when I look straight down, it's almost like I have 2 mohawks right next to each other. Like, it's ridiculous.
Oh my god!
So I have to trim that up, or it's just stupid looking.
So
tell me this then. I know you guys have trimmed up before at some point in your life. Do you use the same trimmers you use on your face?
Yeah,
sure.
Why not?
Okay.
That doesn't bother me.
Same way. I'm
Some
exactly the same
alcohol in
way.
it if you have to, and
I rinse it.
Brian Sanders says that his doctor gave him a prostate exam and had both his hands on his shoulders. Is that normal?
Yeah,
it's about as normal as your dentist,
Brian,
checking your teeth from the backside. So,
Yeah,
True.
my dentist gives me prostate exams.
Is that normal?
Is that normal?
But
it is kind of
make
weird.
sure you guys get your junk checked out. Okay, just do it. Get your junk checked out.
It's
Get your
common.
colons checked out.
Very common.
When I left the doctor, I called my wife and I go, "Hey,
you love me?"
No, I said, "Hey, how long do you think it's been since I went to the doctor?" And so I'm going to ask you guys. Well, I may have told you, but how long do you guys think it's been since I've been to the doctor?
10 years.
Probably just like me. Like very long.
Yeah,
probably
8 years, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it. I mean, I've been to urgent care because I freaking needed a tetanus shot or whatever, but for like physicals and stuff, yeah, the doctor was like, "Huh, I haven't seen you in 8 years." And I go, yeah, I haven't gone anywhere else either. So it's been 8 years since I've been here. So pretty stupid. So I had him order up and set another appointment, and I got all the blood work stuff done. Well, I haven't done it yet, but I got the order in, so I got to go get
I wonder, not to sidetrack into things that we shouldn't be talking about behind the scenes, but you ever think like that doctor's like, "I haven't seen you in 8 years." Do you think like his first thought was, "I wonder if he's seen another doctor"? Because I bet
that's a good question.
I wonder if he's just like, or if he thinks like this dude just doesn't take care of himself.
I bet you I'm pretty typical. I bet you it's not that I'm not afraid. I don't give a crap about the doctor. To be honest with you, it's an inconvenience and it's stupid. Like for instance, I knew that this was going to be a problem, but I went online because you can book your appointments online. And the day I wanted to book it, there was an appointment the next day at 11 o'clock. So I was like, fuck it, I'll take it. But 11 o'clock is the worst appointment because I get there and the lady goes, "Yeah, he's running about an hour behind." And I'm like, fuck me. Okay, well, I'm just going to sit here and wait. 2.5 hours later, I went into the doctor and I'm like, what am I going to do? Like,
listen, Ray, I know you don't need to, but I mean, where's the fun if you don't?
Yeah.
Ray, trust me, I'm on your page, bro. I'm not doing
and that actually is true. Like they can test for prostate stuff through blood and everything now. So yeah, that is true.
I mean, the guy at the bus stop does the same thing.
No, you should see because my wife's she has to get blood work done all the time because she has an autoimmune disease. So she was looking at the order and she's like, "Oh, they're testing you for this. They're testing you for this. They're looking at my thyroid. They're looking at all this different stuff." She was all happy. She's like, "Good. They're checking everything." And I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Like, that's good.
Yep. But yeah, don't be like me. Go to the doctor, get it done. Come on.
And you can even, I forget what it's called, cola something, but you can literally order this thing from a company called Kohler exam, or it's got some sort of fancy word.
There you go, Bill, right there.
Is that the one? There's the one. Yeah, you poop in a box and send it to them, and they check it.
Or a stick or something.
Well, shit, if it's that easy, I mean, how many times have I pooped in weird things? Like that's not a big deal.
See, no big deal. You poop in a box, mail it away. There you go. And then we hand it to the post office people, looking right in the eye and say, "Here you go."
You should get a big fat sticker, have it made
with a giant poop emoji on it.
Warm fecal sample right on the side, just right on the side for everybody to read.
Fragile.
Do not squeeze.
And then put a little bit of like refrigeration oil around the corners of the box, so that way when you drop it off at the post office, it leaves like a little streak.
Get a little bit of like chocolate syrup on your fingers or something. And like hand it to them.
All right, this took a wrong turn and went the opposite direction than where we need to. So
I miss poop knock.
That's something
Fridays.
Actually Ray says he gets checked every 3 months. So
every 3 months.
Well, no, but I genuinely thought, like, as I was here, again, it's not that I don't want to go to the doctor, it's just as an inconvenience, and I'm always working, so it's just always difficult, so it's just not a priority. But I was sitting here thinking about it, like, I have my dentist appointments set on like every 6 months. I get a dentist appointment every 6 months to go get my teeth cleaned and stuff. Like, why don't I do that with the doctor too? Why not just make an appointment right now for next year? Like, just
at least like once or twice a year, you should go in and get your blood panel done, get all your holes probed, and like that's it.
Yeah.
Get your oil checked, basically.
Yep. Okay, so what is this?
I
have 3 units a colleague of yours was asking, what is better, 219, 242, 207?
Are we talking about prime numbers or like which is higher and lower?
I'm thinking I'm thinking single phase 230.
I think the alligator would eat the 242, and the alligator would also eat the 253.
What the
Greater
hell?
than or less than the little symbols.
From what I was taught, it's either plus or minus in school, plus or minus 10%. So whatever's close to 10%, you choose. So
you know that stuff actually is totally different now. You know, because you used to be able to get away with so much of a
what's this?
Drop, basically. What is this?
Holy, it's a. Hey Jennifer, how are you? Hope all is well.
Wow, interesting.
Huh?
Yeah, that's not the normal one, huh?
Oh my god,
man, I would hate if we kept highlighting that.
Oh my god.
Well, that's an interesting turn of events, eh?
She has a boyfriend, and she's
all. Yeah. Okay. You don't need to convince me, Joe. You don't need to convince
me. It wasn't me this time that fucked things up.
Me too. Me too.
It wasn't me this time.
You guys are so bad. Only on the overtime. Anyways,
it's so uncomfortable in the doghouse, man. Let me tell you.
Yep. Saying that, I would say 207, 253. Believe it or not, it doesn't look like it, but that's probably better. Because
are those numbers voltages? That's why I'm confused.
Yeah, voltages. 230 single phase, and you would think 219 to 42 would be closer, but it's not.
The guy who tells stories with no context understands the question with no context.
It's like Joe lives at my house with me every day, and I hear stories with no context on a regular day. So,
isn't it great? Like my daughter still does
context. You can't start a conversation halfway through without giving me.
She starts her stories right from the middle, sometimes at the end, and then goes backwards.
Thank you, Sharp. Yeah, you have to. But anyways, yeah, that's why I was taught always. I don't know if you guys got taught the same, but plus or minus 10% is the closest to that. Is better.
You know what bothers me in the United States here is I still find units that they have the transformers tapped wrong.
Oh,
like 230, 208, and it's on the 230. I'm like, come on, guys,
and that is the ridiculous part. Like we go up. What was the one that I found? A restaurant. I've had a video a while back where I went up there and they had 100 and wait. No, they were running 240 to their smoke detectors. They tapped the transformer on the wrong side, and they'd been running 240 to their smoke detectors for years.
Nice.
And then I corrected it, and everything went to hell. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I get for trying to fix something that someone didn't know what they were doing.
But it would have failed if there was an actual emergency.
Yeah, like
I bet those contact points were just welded shut or something.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if they've never had an incident, they just sat there open. They've never closed, so they've never really had a load on them. They're just sitting at one side of the contact. But yeah, that just blows me.
Hey, speaking of having a load on them, our little buddy Randy and his little buddy Luke.
Yes,
what's up, guys? He had messaged me earlier this week and was telling me about his ductwork issues. I forget exactly what he said, but I think he said like his ductwork fell off from underneath his house again.
Well, apparently he had reached out to me too, and he sent me a nice email or message, and he said, "Hey, thanks for answering my question on the live stream. You solved my problem. The ductwork fell off down below and I don't remember answering his question, but apparently I did. But now that I think about it, though, I swear we've heard that from him before. So I think he needs to get a new HVAC guy if he just has to keep going to reconnect.
Yeah, maybe stack up some more bricks underneath the vents.
Who knows? Who knows?
I lived in a trailer for a good solid year or two, and the ductwork fell off underneath the trailer. This was like 25 years ago, back when I drank heavily, and we didn't care. We literally didn't care. We just kept drinking more. And we went through an entire winter with no heat in this trailer. We had some heat because we let the furnace run.
I was gonna say you just have the stove running.
Yeah.
You just
we had the furnace running, but all the ductwork had fallen down. So underneath the trailer would heat up, and then we get a little bit of heat kind of coming up through it.
Oh man,
that's funny.
radiating up. Ugh, that must suck, though.
Oh, real quick, I just thought of this before we get sidetracked into something. Something else that was kind of stupid this week. I should have sent you guys one of the pictures, see if I could post it up here, but I had to go out on a a quick little startup. Somebody had installed a new chiller pump for a condenser loop on a chiller, right? And I mean, I'm sure most of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's just a big pump that moves water from the cooling tower after it's cooled down towards the condenser of the chiller, right? Nothing too crazy. But this was a Pen Air. I forget the model number, but it's a Pen Air. Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
A Pen Air pump. And it had an arrow on it that pointed the opposite direction of where the water was supposed to go, towards the condenser. And man, I was convinced, because I wasn't getting water to my tower. And I bled everything off. Everything seemed to be, all the air seemed to be out of the system, this and that. All the valves were open, blah, blah, blah. But I still wasn't getting the water to the tower. And then I walked around and looked at the air. And this is a newly installed pump. It just got installed over the winter. And I looked at the arrow. I'm like, is it backwards? Because again, the arrow points that way. The water's supposed to go that way. And no, it turns out after I'd already called my boss and been like, I was like, dude, I think this pump's in backwards. And I went home, did a little bit of research, and it turns out that only indicates the impeller direction. Oh, wait, what do we miss? Hold on, my story doesn't matter.
It did matter, but that came in.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, he is great for turning up the heat. Brown chicken, brown cow.
So, but no, that was the direction that the impeller was spinning. So it's like a backward curved one or whatever, where it comes out the opposite side or whatever.
Basically, it's like a centrifugal pump, but like the way I came to understand it, it's almost like a slinger pump, which it's not really called a slinger pump, but the water comes in through the sides into the impeller, and then it just kind of gets pushed out that way, which is the exact opposite of the arrow. And I was like, that to a novice is very confusing. Why is there's no other arrow indicating water flow in the entire system? But I mean,
and I was telling Bill, it's weird because we're coming to it. I'm like, you know what? It's funny because all the other like smaller Grundfos or Takeo, they have arrows on, let's say, close to the flange and their direction of flow. But this, it's hard to see because it was an inline pump. It was like, wait a minute, maybe that is the impeller. And then we started thinking of double guessing. So yeah, that might be the impeller. And you were right in the end.
Yeah. It didn't have a check valve, Jason Johnson.
Yeah, no check valve, no like snail looking, the way that usual snail looking, nothing like discharge suction.
We're gonna.
You keep hitting your mic. You gotta.
I know we're gonna put a fucking orange cone on that thing.
Yes, we hear it when you hit your mic, Joseph. Every time.
Jeez.
I didn't think.
But I came back a couple days later and looking at the body of it, like it is sort of like fatter on this side, and it goes into I don't know, like a pinch point where you can tell where the cast iron, the cast body is guiding the water into the center of the impeller.
Yeah.
After the fact, like once I found a diagram and seen how the insides actually work, it all made sense. But man, that was a nice little learning curve.
Yeah.
Did you figure it out before you called for help? And
well, I called and was talking to another guy, and then like nobody was able to like really like fully explain this to me. Nobody could definitively tell me if it's backwards or not. But then I got thinking about it. I'm like, if that water comes off that impeller and it's going right there, like looking at the body style, I'm like, that's a hard turn for that water to come right off and then hit a 90 and go straight down the pipe. So I'm like, I can't do that. Like they wouldn't design it that way.
Yeah.
But I had already told my boss that I thought it was backwards. And then at the end of the day, like 3:30, I call him back and say, dude, no, I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. And I was like, I'm going to figure this out. I think I'm wrong. And I went home and found a breakdown from the manufacturer on their website.
Sweet.
So we were talking before the show, and we started talking about, we always do this. Like before the show, we just start catching up on the week. And there's some things that we talk about that we can't talk about on the show. That typically happens. But one of the things that we were going off on was when we are using a crane, right? Because Bill was saying that he was using a crane to lift some motors up. And I brought up the point of when you're using a crane, like one thing that kind of drives me nuts is when the load comes close to where it needs to be set and people start pushing on the load to like they're going to do the work for the crane. Like I was having to tell people, guys, we have a crane. That's what it's here for. Stop.
I don't want the crane to get hurt. I'd rather ruin my back and my shoulders.
Well, the thing about, it seems like no big deal. You get an AC, you're getting ready to set it. It's 6 inches away from the curb. And let's just push it. Like, yeah, you can push it. That, you can push it away and then you could slowly set it down. But if you slip and someone has their hands in a precarious spot, it's going to swing back. Like, I don't understand. Like, don't push the load. Let the crane do the work. Like, or use taglines like you're supposed to. But that's just one thing that drives me nuts. Like, that's why when I'm trying to set an AC or something, like, I'm looking and I think about the crane. So if I have to boom down, I'm thinking, okay, as I boom down, the load's going to swing forward, right? Because as you're booming down, it's going to keep swinging forward. Like, you got to predict that stuff.
Right.
You really got to think when you're using a crane, and
hey, what's up, Clive?
think about the
Good to see you,
direction.
bud.
That makes that's why experience. That's where experience is. It comes down to. That's you got to get used to.
But unfortunately, customers don't want
Momentum.
to pay for experience these days. So
Yeah,
they just
I
want
And
to
see, like,
ball quick.
Yep.
we did a couple of rooftop units the other day, and like once they're like close and they're hoisting them down, like we'll finagle it a little bit, but if it's 3 feet off, I'm not trying to push it over there.
No, I just let the crane do it. Like, it's not, when you really start paying attention to a crane and you can start to picture what happens when you swing the boom left, or when you swing it right, or you boom down, or you boom up, and you start learning the signals too. Like, we don't really need to deal with it too much, but you can boom up and hold the load where he's lowering the load as he's booming up. So the load theoretically should stay right where it's at,
What's that symbol?
Yep. Right there. And then opposite for boom down, hold the load, move your hand. The other way. There you go.
It's like milking a cow.
But it's funny though, the more people I talk to, and I've talked about it, and I talk to other crane operators too. And, a lot of people don't even know crane hand signals. And we're talking operators. I've had operators that it's like, I'm giving him a signal, the correct hand signal. And he's like, no, stop. But here's something I want to ask you guys. Have you guys ever directed a crane with a phone or a walkie-talkie?
Well, I've done it once here before.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I actually did that with the motor install.
Well, a lot of people are asking me why I don't use a phone or why I don't use walkie-talkies, but I don't see how that really works well. Unless you completely agree on the perfect phrases to use every single time. Stop the boom, swing the boom left, left, the operator's left, or the person on the roof left. Like, that's
I ran into that because this motor, we had to install this motor in a cooling tower, but the cooling tower is in the center of the roof. So I was so far away from the line of sight for the crane operator. So we had walkie-talkies, and I was up on a ladder, like guiding him in, and I was saying like, what'd I say? I said like boom down or something. He's like, oh, boom in or something. Like, he is the same thing, but he phrased it differently. I'm like, I guess, I don't know, just lower the motor, like.
I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm just saying you have to have it. I personally think for a walkie-talkie or a phone or something to truly work with a crane operator, you actually have to really have a connection with that operator. They have to, you guys have to think alike, or the person that's signaling the operator has to work for the crane company. And then, okay, I can understand. Like, if it's a helicopter job, I could totally understand. The guy flying the helicopter probably has a guy down on the ground and they work together, so they're communicating. But when you're just getting a random HVAC guy, it just doesn't make sense to try to do stuff over the phone unless you guys are totally in sync with each other. My logic would tell me that if you're going to direct a crane, you're always thinking of the crane operator.
Opposite. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. Yeah, you like that, Ryan? Ryan Hughes, man. Taco Bell. I got this shirt from Kohl's like years ago. It's one of my most favorite prized shirts ever.
Yeah.
Jason says our lifts usually have their own guys. The rigging company handles it all. Nice.
Yeah.
No, we don't ours never do.
Big. So we just get a nice, we have to fight to get certain crane. Like, I have certain crane operators that I really like using. And then there's ones that you use just because, you're like, okay, I'll use that other company, but they're known as Psycho Crane, or like the crazy people, the guy that can't move the stick without the whole freaking load swinging back and forth. And, it's like, come on, bro.
We might be replacing a couple cooling towers and chillers this coming up season, the summer season.
So Ray says when he does a lift, he has a pre-meeting beforehand and go over signals. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We do that
that's
too.
a good idea.
That's the law, actually. That's an OSHA thing. You're supposed to have signals. with the
See, I wouldn't mind if I had the extra manpower. I would have had like an apprentice or somebody on the edge of the roof that I could signal to, and then they could signal to the crane operator. But I don't know. I think the idea of actually having a conversation with the crane guy beforehand.
That's our buddy Logan from Blue On right there.
Hey, what's up, Logan?
How's it going, man? I see. I've got Facebook pulled up on my phone, so
you got to see it. Bill, did they end up? You're gonna change those gauges, I hope, on the discharge and.
That's the plan. Yeah. The
discharge, I guess.
Brand new pump, and then they just like reuse the same old dirty gauges that don't work. Like, why? I mean, the gauges can't be that much when you're talking about a $10,000 pump.
That's how much it is, that pump?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's the price that came up when I was Googling it, looking for information on it. It's about $10,000.
Retail, 10,000. Wow.
You know,
damn.
But you know, speaking of crane signals, there's an app that I use to kind of brush up on crane signals. It's just like a little game. Like, it's super easy, super fun.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, it's like the only crane signal app that's really out there. So I wouldn't even have to share it. Just go into your Play Store or whatever and look for crane signal app.
I mean, it's really, it is a simple Google search for the basic crane hand signals. And for us, you know, we don't have to worry about travel for the most part or anything because we don't have mobile cranes that are moving.
Yeah, we don't do any of that either.
So, you know, we're just boom up, boom down, hoist up, hoist down, boom left, boom right, you know, and emergency stop. That's for the most part for what we're doing. That's all you need to know. But even that is just difficult because you get people going like this. What is this? What the hell does this mean?
What is that?
Money?
No,
you have the money?
That's like people go slow, go up, slow. And it's like, come on, man. That's some stupid crap.
You can't see that from a crane.
I know.
Seat, man.
I've seen the craziest little bit. Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
You know, another thing we're going to talk about is burnout. Like we touched on this in the beginning of the show. Like resetting this year, dude. Like, I just feel burnt out, man. I know you guys feel the same way.
I like, honestly, this is one of the roughest years I've had in a long time. Like, it's just, everything is just hitting the fan right now. It also,
you guys in the chat, if you're burnt out in the chat, blink twice or put a note in the chat. Like, what's burning you guys out? Let's get this off all our chests at the same time.
Who is liable if you mess up and ram something into the roof? You or the crane guy? Well, if you're directing the crane, it's on you. I mean, if the crane guy drops, you know, the load when you're telling him to do something different, it's on him. But I mean, inevitably it's his insurance though. So
yeah, it depends. Like something I think on his side, it fails and he's fucked. But if you're guiding him and you hit him into something.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if I'm guiding him and like his stick hits the edge of the building.
Yes.
I feel like, I don't know.
I mean, it depends on whether that one's his responsibility to look out for his crane. It's his responsibility to make sure he doesn't hit power lines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as far as
what's up, Tyler?
Load, you know,
hey, Tyler, where are you at in Southwest Michigan?
Cool.
That's the situation Bill's in right now.
Yeah, you can put that on her.
Yeah, it's because she's irresponsible, not me.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
She's like, "Don't stop, Poppy."
So
I'm like,
Herman says he feels burnt out teaching HVAC. He's got 15 days before school is out for summer.
Well, yeah, I mean, not only is he teaching HVAC, he's fighting off crackheads and.
Yeah, I wonder if he found that person.
You know, getting sized up for his new pimp suit and taking his wife out and teaching and working. And I mean, that dude's busy, man.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I honestly, like, you know, talking about burnout and stuff, like not anytime soon, but in the future, I would love to be able to get into some sort of teaching or something like that. But here's my biggest thing is just like everything else, you know, good teachers aren't paid enough. Like they're not paid enough. I'm talking about good teachers, okay? Because there's some horrible teachers that don't deserve to be teachers when it comes.
Yeah, and they get paid just the same as the good teachers.
As the good teachers, you know.
Yeah.
So, but you know, there's something wrong with the fact that as an HVAC trade school teacher, your students will be making more money than you within a year of leaving your program.
Right.
That is
That's nuts.
absolutely disturbing. Okay.
But you know what? Like if you could find a company that would just hire you on as a trainer, like for that company, I think you would be in a much better position. You'd make more money. I think you'd have more control over your environment.
Yeah. And you know, like for me, like in the future, like we're talking retirement time and stuff, like I genuinely think I'm going to want to still be doing some kind of work. I can't just completely put the tools away. Like I love fixing things. That is my happy place, you know? So.
And I mean, I think you can always do that.
Yeah.
See, Hambone's crushing it in life.
40K average homes. Oh my God. That's
like, dude.
It's like 19th century over here. That was prices.
19th century.
Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you live in a $1 million neighborhood.
He's saying average household income is 40K.
Income.
So he's making more over average household income. If you want to talk about housing prices, I'm the place to talk about the ridiculous housing prices here because it's asinine.
Yeah.
What houses
there as
cost
well,
here,
yeah.
dude. Like it's just
nuts.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. But yeah,
I was looking at if you anybody was curious about what the school board you could say pays hourly. To believe it or not, the HVAC technicians is the most out of the trades. Now this is not the refrigeration union 787. This is the school board, so you're underneath the school board union, so they're paid a little bit less than union rate here for refrigeration is 58. A licensed electrician here is $48, but they're the top trade. They're getting paid more than electrician, carpenter, master control, plumber. The only one that comes close is you electrical guys is the base technician. They're at $44.40. But
but I think in Canada where you're at though, the cost of living is outrageous.
Yeah.
Like those are Midwest numbers here in the Midwest for the most part. You know, obviously some areas are more populated and sought after, but like for the most part, like I mean, we get paid that, but our cost of living is so much lower than yours.
Yeah, where you are in Michigan.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, and that's like you could say still competing with the refrigeration union because they're still QP. They're like the school board union. Imagine the union at $58 an hour, and that's even higher. Then you got, of course, you got lower than these, which is like, you know, you're not fully licensed and you're not, you know, whatever residential.
That's Logan from Blue On. Is that an offer, Logan? You got something for me? Wink, wink.
Oh.
He's not joking.
I'm not joking.
Oh, he's not joking. Life is just burning us out, man. And I mean, I can't go into too many details, but yeah, dude, it's the last couple of years, honestly, the last 3 years of dealing with HVAC companies up here have just, I don't want to say it's taken all my motivation away for like wanting to be like the best technician, but there was a point in time where I came home, I read religiously because a part of me was curious to know things I didn't know and understand things I didn't understand. But also I had this like internal fire to just be the best. But then I'm like going around these companies. I've been in 3 companies in the last 3 years. And I'm like, these companies are all shit, dude. Like I'm tired of trying to find a great company and just kill it. You know, I can't.
That's pretty good pay there, Dustin. That's pretty good pay.
For where's he at again? Florida?
Yeah.
And Ray's saying union guy in Boston gets 58. What's SM?
I don't know what SM is.
No, I think that's I forget SM, what SM stands for. I can't remember. I'm probably wrong. Whatever I think it is, it's probably wrong.
But hey, that's close to here. That's what union rate is here for duration. Journeyman 58 plus. Sheet metal.
Well, that's right. Okay. Dustin's in Louisiana. There you go. That's right, not Florida.
Down in the bayou.
Imagine that, making that much money in Louisiana.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Well, dude, like when I was making the most I've ever made in my life was working for that last horrific company where like we just fuck up jobs, job after job after job after job. And it was, I mean, I walked away from a crap load of money. But I mean, I just couldn't take it anymore. It's just
money is not always the answer.
Not
you're in a horrible work environment.
Yeah,
it just doesn't add up. You know, that's the cool thing, though. That is the cool thing about this industry is there's so many different sides of it. There's so many different places to go. You know, you could pivot in your career. If you've been working refrigeration, you could pivot and you could easily transition over to something new, learn a few things, and be making really good money pretty quick. So this industry is awesome. You know, it is a great industry.
And like I'm getting back into some more industrial stuff. So I'm sort of like getting a little bit of motivation back, because after these last couple of companies and just getting kicked in the fucking face on some of this stuff, like I just want to be motivated to be good again and be happy where I'm at.
You have to be motivated and want to be there. If you don't want to be there, you're just gonna be you're not gonna just want to. You're gonna be like dead meat.
Yeah, yeah. You're just gonna go through the motions, go to work, and you know, but. You know, like stumbling upon that pump issue I had the other day and like going home and researching it, like I felt that fire again. I felt that curiosity again. I'm like, this is kind of nice. Like I have something, like I feel it again, you know, it's like it was invigorating. It's like I took some sort of HVAC Viagra pill. I'm like, oh man, like, I got a hard on for this again, bud.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
You know, but besides like all that stuff, I mean, not only do we have like this work life that we deal with and all the other stuff in life that we have going on that's just like constantly compacting us, and just, you know, like I said earlier, new baby on the way. I'm stacking up cases of diapers, getting prepared like I'm, you know, I don't know, preparing for World War III or something.
You're hoarding diapers like there's a shortage.
Dude, I got
you never know these days, so you better hoard them.
I got 30 cases of diapers right now, and I don't know, 4 cases of wipes and stuff. And
guess what? I'm going to make Bill some money. Everybody in the stream, just start talking on social media about how there's a diaper shortage. And then Bill can sell all of his diapers, make a crap ton of money, and then just buy cheap diapers in a month
and just double down. I'll just get the cloth diapers.
Yep.
And just wash those.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't understand that, dude. I just like, I don't, you know.
I couldn't do the cloth diapers, man. But, you know, I do have to say, though, is my kids are all grown up, you know, or almost grown up, 15 and 17. But I kind of have like baby fever. I'm not going to have a kid, but I'm, you know, in 10 years, when one of my kids has a kid, I'm going to be super stoked. So I'm kind of ready. I'm kind of jealous because my wife got to go back and see her nephew that was just born last year, and I didn't get to see him yet, but I'm super stoked about that. It's weird the things you get excited about when you get old,
dude. Like it's been 10 years since I had a baby around me, and like I feel like I don't know what to do. Like, how do you play with it? You just like push it around on the floor and like roll it over and stuff. Like,
it all comes back.
What do you do with it? Like,
it all comes back.
And I remember when my other daughter was born, like I was a little bit more invested in a slightly more emotional, where I'd like tickle her and play with her. And now I'm like, I don't really, I mean, I'm going to come home and be like, listen, kid, I would tickle you, but I'm just tired. I don't have the energy to just.
Bill like, is the definition of a tired old man.
And I don't want to be that way. That's the problem. I need to change.
Miki Mutu has some good advice for you. Just don't kick it.
Kick the baby?
Yeah, don't kick the baby, and don't shake
it.
You're not supposed to shake.
Probably not.
And you got to keep it in the car seat when you're in the car. No smoking Pall Malls. And
oh yeah, my Black and Milds. Can't be smoking those.
There was like a post from the 60s or 70s. It was like a picture. It might have been fake, but it might have been real. And it was like how we traveled with our baby, and there was like a little bed in the back window, like that ledge above the back seat.
The yeah.
But I mean, you see how when we were kids, though, like riding in the back of cars, in the back of trucks, that was normal.
Yeah.
You know, like without a seatbelt, like, I mean, you know, it wasn't, you were supposed to wear a seatbelt, but you did it, you know?
Right.
That's true. Anonymous Facebook person.
That's
Logan.
Yeah,
oh, okay. Yeah.
See, this is how it works. I got Facebook on my phone, so I
can I wish it would populate on my end so I could see who that was.
Silly. But it's so
some do, some don't. Chris knows why.
Yeah. There you go, Ryan. I think so too. See, for me, it's like dad mode just kicks in, and it's just like,
yeah, I hope so.
It will.
I mean, there's a tinge of that, like when my giant wife is like sitting on the couch. Which, by the way, I haven't told her. I haven't told her this yet because I'm like, I don't want to upset her. But every time she's like getting off the couch, all I can imagine is that scene in Indiana Jones where that boulder starts rolling after him, and I'm like, oh shit, and I run away. But she doesn't get my joke. But
at what point am I supposed to tell you, as a good friend, you're being a dumbass?
I don't know. Probably when it's too late, like normal.
Right now.
And where was it? Oh, so she's sitting on the couch, and the baby will start kicking, and then I'll touch it, and like I get a tinge of that, like, oh, I'm gonna be a dad again, like that comes back. So that's kind of cool, but like until it's still almost surreal. Like I know there's a thing in there, it's wiggling around and kicking and stuff. And sometimes I'll kick it back just to show it who's boss, but.
Bill,
you know,
I'm starting with you early.
Like, you don't kick me, you little bastard.
I'm just reading through the chat right now. Someone had asked a question about why we don't have pensions here in the United States. Someone
we do.
Asked a question.
Mickey,
I
I
do.
think was asking.
Yeah, some places do. Depends on if you're with a union company or not. You can do like I have my own retirement account set up. And
see, dude, that's another thing that's burning me out. Fucking thinking about retirement and
doing the math. Does your my retirement thing is like through ADP or whatever. So like you go on there and it does the math for you and it tells you how much money you'll have a month.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, that seems like a lot. But then you're like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna have health insurance except for Medi-Cal, right? So you're like, oh, that's not a lot of money. Like
no. And then you think about like, oh yeah, but also I want to do some things sometimes.
Not just
and live, not just like barely survive.
Yeah.
So
but
like,
I'm not a fan of like what people consider, money that's free and all that crap. I think you got to work for it. You got to save your own money and stuff. But at the same time too, it also sucks. Like, to think that at retirement, you're going to have to potentially change your lifestyle. Unless you have like a serious nest egg saved up, you're going to have to you're going to go from living this great life, hopefully, right, in your 40s and 50s. And then all of a sudden in retirement, you're like, oh, we got to slow down a little bit,
I would
more fixed.
I would 100% opt out of paying Social Security to the government to take that money and do something with it on my own, to invest it either myself or buy a rental property or do something other than whatever the crap they're doing with it.
If you took that money out, then they wouldn't be able to send that money to other places, and that wouldn't work.
True.
Right? They wouldn't be able to send that money elsewhere. So
government loves your money, bud.
Yep.
Hey Ryan, I'll be right there with you, bud. Work myself.
Dustin,
I'm 85.
And me and you be friends. I want to smuggle drugs with you when we retire. Let's do that.
I thought he said
border state.
Snuggle bugs. I'm like, I want to snuggle bugs.
What's the movie where Clint Eastwood is like, he's like a frail old man and he becomes a mule because he's like desperate.
Yeah.
Is it?
I never saw that movie though.
I never saw it either, but
it might be.
Yeah.
I never. Speaking of crazy movies, I sort of caught half of this movie a couple days ago called The Clown. Have you guys heard about this movie?
I think I've heard of it.
Wait a minute. Is this new or something?
It's new-ish, I think.
Yeah,
I might have seen it.
And it's like from I saw, I don't know, maybe half the movie, 45 minutes of it. But this realtor, he gets this property and he finds this mysterious box in there with all a bunch of stuff in there, right? And he finds this box and it's got this clown suit in it. So he puts on the clown suit for his kid's birthday party. And then, birthday goes on, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the night, he tries to take the clown suit off, but he can't take it off. And like, people are like, what do you mean you can't take it off? He's like, I can't take it off. The nose won't come off. The makeup isn't coming off. Like, and people just think he's like joking, funny, he's, it's not working out. But as the movie progresses, like he starts getting a little bit crazier and like people just obviously still don't believe him that the clown suit comes off. But it turns out that, kind of fast forward, a spoiler alert for anybody who, I don't know, I might spoil some of the movie. I didn't finish it myself, but turns out that this clown suit is actually demon skin and demon hair. And like, it's crazy, dude. Like it's a funny concept, but it is crazy. Like he bites off a kid's finger. Like,
yeah, this is too much for me. Like, I can't do stuff that is just that. It's not that I get scared. It's just like I just can't watch that.
That's the type of movie that's so over the top where it doesn't bother me. There's certain movies that they're just right there on that fine line, like Skinwalker stuff, weird stuff like that can get me sometimes. But this is like so over the top. Like, I know this is never going to happen. So it's a neat concept.
That's creepy, man. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I do remember that, Jason.
That is a good.
I don't know that I watched that whole movie from beginning to end. I probably turned it on and was like, this is really dumb. I'm going to stop. But I do remember it. I get that way. What was the other one that you wanted me to watch? Idiocracy. And I started to watch it and I was like, this is fucking dumb. And I turned it off. And then a couple weeks later, I was like, all right, I'll finish it for Bill. And I finished it and I was like, I didn't need to finish this. This is stupid. But we have a problem because I watched Idiocracy and now I have Crocs on. So.
See, dude.
It did it to me. Oh, Dustin, I'm down, bro. Let's do this together.
Are you guys smuggling drugs, huh?
We're going to become Pablo Escobar's replacement, but we're not going to prison. So we're not going to die.
Well, I mean, has anybody tried smuggling drugs in like reefer tanks? Has that been done yet?
Well, actually, because some dumbass tried to smuggle refrigerant from Mexico to California, now they're checking all the reefer tanks. So don't try that one.
Did you guys hear about that huge heist that happened over here?
No.
I think it was here. 2 employees from the airport. It's like one of the bigger airlines, Air Canada. They were in on it, a manager and an employee, and it was the biggest gold heist in I think in the world, dude.
How much did they get? I
think it was 22 million. Or
that's not a lot. I mean,
I guess gold, maybe gold. I don't know.
There was
that's like 7 gold bars.
Well, let's answer this real quick. Remind me to talk
stuff.
Remind me to talk about the armored car heist. But Hughesman Ryan wants to know, where's Adam? Adam is he's got some family stuff to deal with, so he's dealing with that. He's got to be present to make sure that everybody's okay.
He's taken some personal time off to be with his family.
How much is he allowed this year? How much does he get this year? How much is he?
I don't know.
2 weeks, a week?
Too much is how much he's gotten so far.
He's almost used up all of it. So we're gonna have to.
So
bros before hoes, you know.
Over one of the holiday weekends or something like that. I don't know if it was Easter or whatever. They apparently parked a couple armored cars in the facility, and people cut a hole in the side of the building and came in from the backside and stole millions and millions. It was like it's gonna be turned into a movie. And they never caught him. They have no idea. They just cut a hole in the side of the building, went in the side, took everything, and fucking bounced.
That is amazing.
But it had to be an inside job because
to know it was there.
It was like a holiday or something like that. So they picked up a shit ton of cash, but they couldn't take it to the bank yet. So they took it to the armored car facility. And it's like, how did they know that was there? Like,
I mean, you know what's sorry, Bill. The most important thing about this all is 89 million, I think. So so it must be more because I remember 89 now. 89 million of it, 89 million of it. They can't find. They haven't found yet. And gold is not traceable. Once you melt it, you're not gonna find out what gold is gold, and that's what they were saying too.
I'd love to have a windfall like that. Like I don't need $1 billion. Yeah, I just need a cool $1 million. That would change my life completely. Like, let's steal some money or something. Let's do
Ray
something.
Says 22 million in gold bars, airport employee and jewelry manager, and a couple others. So crazy.
And the driver, actually was in the States. They caught him in the States because he was bringing guns back and forth. A shitload of guns.
You know what?
Him. Yeah, they found.
I just thought of something. Maybe we can get Logan from Blue On to help us out with like a pyramid scheme where whenever he has like somebody on the phone, tech support, we get them to start selling vitamin supplements, and then they get people to sell vitamin supplements under them, and those 5 people get 5 people under them to sell vitamin supplements all through Blue On. And then we're all just the Blue On pyramid scheme. We could like
marketing
Blue On vitamin supplements or something.
The blue pill.
Hey, give me a call on that, Logan. That might be a good idea worth looking into. You and Pete there. Let's talk.
Ryan says, let's stop live streaming it and start talking about it in private.
Wow.
Probably means the stealing millions, but you know.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we don't want to give away all our plans of getting rich,
our world domination. But I wanted to point out, Bill, like it's going to be awesome for your new kid because you have like the ultimate toys behind you. Like, would you let your kid play with your toys, or would you beat them for touching your toys?
No. See, actually, when my kid is old enough to walk, this room will no longer be my office. I have to move to the basement. So all of this is going to go in storage totes. High security storage totes in Ziploc bags.
You're not going to be the cool dad that lets your kids play with the toys?
No, I don't want their grubby little fingers all over my cool toys.
Sticking their fingers in their butt and then touching your toy. And you're like, oh, look at this. And then you're like,
looking
at it, you're like, you're sniffing your toy. You like the old toy smell, and you're like, it smells like shit. What the fuck?
This is part of my life. This represents a happy part of my life, and I don't want nobody to ruin it with their stupid fingers.
Yeah, I was gonna. You guys see arms ripped off your fucking GI Joes and screens broken.
What's fun
exactly,
about that, man? Just let
pull the legs off my GI Joes, and I'm not down for that. I mean, some of the stuff doesn't even work, and it might not even be worth a lot. Like, but that's not the point. Like this, where is it? No, it's right here. This little,
they don't even make like
cool thing doesn't even work. But
you remember the GI Joes when we were kids? They were like 4 to 6 inch characters, and all the arms and legs moved, and you can outfit them with guns.
Yeah, and now they're all big and stupid and clunky.
Yeah, I had a Sergeant Slaughter one, and he was a badass.
Badass.
Yes, Sergeant Slaughter was the asshole fucking guy.
Dude, in my phone, I have a list of all the toys that I still want, and I add to it whenever I come across a new toy that memory unlocks. And I'm like, I had that toy, and Sergeant Slaughter's on that list, bro.
Yeah,
like legit. I love Sergeant Slaughter. I went back and watched the original GI Joe cartoon movie. Have you guys ever seen that?
I don't know. I might have.
Dude, badass movie still.
When I was a kid, though, I was busy watching movies that I shouldn't watch, like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Or if I felt like I didn't want to get in trouble, I would watch a cartoon called Heavy Metal. And that was not a cartoon for kids. And it had boobs in it. And
it wasn't.
It was a good movie. Like, I mean, my mom didn't think anything otherwise because it's a cartoon. And she sees me watching a cartoon. She's like, I'll leave him alone. And I'm in here watching Heavy Metal. And
dude, I didn't think about that either, Ray.
Almost Famous Beard, Bill Yank. Yep. 100%, dude. You're going to get that. Bill's going to come onto the show, and he's going to have just one little
like patches. Oh, it's going to be great when I'm like holding the kid and it just like pukes in my beard.
Yep.
Like that's going to be great.
That's when it's just going to be easier to shave it off, bro. Just shave the freaking thing off.
I'm just going to burn it. I'll just burn it. Right
ceremony, burn it.
Puke down your neck and it goes down your shirt.
Oh, god damn.
Or for our favorite thing that we still laugh about to this day, there was something about my kid and the swing. The swing would put my kid to sleep. But then every once in a while you'd go over there and there'd be shit in their neck.
Yeah, like, how does that happen?
It would fucking go up.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, like
fuck. Like
I had that one time, like I'll never forget it because my daughter was laying down and just like wiggling all around and whatever's being happy and laying down. I'm like, oh yeah, it's time to do something. I went to scoop her up and I'm like, oh, and I had like shit on both my hands. And I'm like, oh my God, like I can't boil my hands because I need my hands to turn the water on. I can't. And I'm like, I just stood there. I'm like, I don't know what to do with my shit hands.
So Logan's brother works for Hasbro with the GI Joe designs.
Dude.
Oh, Logan, you got to contact Bill. Bill
needs
your brother.
Dude, like right over here.
Oh,
no, it's
Bill.
opposite, right back there. That's for some of my GI Joes.
Bro. You get some Viper wipes.
I mean,
you got to bring in that extra income source, man. You could show them your work on babies too.
So, do they actually work on babies? I mean, is that a thing?
I don't know. Everybody's making videos eating it. Everybody's making videos eating it and spraying shit and then taking bites of things and freaking using it for ridiculous stuff. So I don't know. It seems like that's the trend.
I mean, it's not a terrible idea.
If it gets really bad, do like Jason says in chat, spray him with Viper coil cleaner.
Oh yeah, that's
there you go. Like it foams up.
That's some murder crap right there.
I know.
I still got the case of those ass wipes.
Oh yeah.
From that ball company, which those ass wipes, dude, they suck. They honestly suck. They're so hard to get out of the packages. Yeah, it's a stupid design. Brake cleaner, Minky Moo too.
Just wipe your hands back on the kid.
That's a good one.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Here, you can just have this bag and just fucking like you go in the washer now.
So what do you guys have planned this weekend? Anything?
Work.
I wish I could drown my sorrows out, but I'm on call. So
oh, see, dude.
Be sitting here thinking about life and thinking about everything and being like, yeah, this is gonna suck.
There's days I want to drink again just to
I did get
make
some
it
cool
easier.
new tools. I got some cool new tools. They'll
What'd
be
you
popping
get?
up in some videos.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, be nice.
Oh, see, I'm still looking at Logan Paul
He's
Logan Paul from Blue on here.
Yep.
His collection. He's got. I wonder what his GI Joe collection. Like, what's the guy from Hasbro? Like, what's his collection look like?
Oh,
Like
it's gotta be
some of
pretty
my
cool.
cool things are like this one. I forget what that one's called right there. I don't remember the exact name of it, but I just got a new GI Joe a little while back. Rock and roll something. But dude, I love GI Joes.
I like toys, but I have lost. I've just been so busy and caught up in life and work and everything that I've lost the ability to have like toys or things that I like to do. Like I've just been so focused on work and the videos and everything that it's like, oh yeah, I forgot that I used to like to do that. And you know, like, oh, I need to do that again. And
right.
I
I just got I finished my collection of, I think it's called Golden Video something, but it's the claymation. You remember the claymation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with Burl Ives?
That's actually one of the only Christmas movie with songs and shit that I like is the claymation.
I love that.
Yes.
Love it. I just got that on VHS. Fuck yeah, bro.
I need a VHS player. I don't have a VHS player. Hell,
I got
dude,
one
how do
right
you
there.
even like? I'm so like corny. Yeah, because you have to have a square TV.
No, I got a VCR right there too.
VCR.
VCR. And then I got another one of these sitting down in the. Well, actually, yeah, it's right over here, right there.
Yeah, you and me both, Ryan. I'm trying to enjoy stuff.
Something.
I am trying to find the enjoy. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like
yeah,
crazy or anything, but
100% agree, Ryan. Like, and that's what I mean by burnout. Like, you just don't. And like this does these toys like bring me a certain level of joy, but
the pain, dude. All it does.
More, I mean, it more or less it takes me back to a time when I can remember feeling really, really happy in life.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make me feel super happy now, but it's like, oh man, I remember playing with these, dude. Like, it's nice, man.
For me, it's music. So I can listen to a song and it'll take me back to the moment that I remember, like a certain moment with that song. Like, I can tell you the corniest song, a song called Cathedral by Crosby, Stills and Nash. And I can remember being in the car with my mom singing that song. It's really not a good song. It's really got a messed up story. It's really a bad song, but I still love that. Like, so music does that for me. I'll listen to something that's like, oh, I remember that. I remember where I was. I remember where I was the first time I heard Damn It by Blink-182. That one shaped everything. Like, that was a big one for me. And so, yeah.
I got a couple good memories with Blink.
Yeah.
Yeah, music does it a little bit too, but not like as vivid as it sounds like it does it for you. Like, toys is what I have it's not even like it's just a vivid feeling, just a feeling of happiness. Like,
what about, so Ray said old time music brings him back to his dad, bringing him to a bar, drinking all day, plus a haircut. What about other people in the chat? What is your like thing that you go to? Do you collect toys like Bill? Does music take you back? Like, what takes you back to those moments that you liked as a child? Smells are crazy. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, Jonathan. I don't know. Jason says Sublime's his go-to for mood enhancing. What about you, Joe? Like, we know nothing about you. So do you like have vivid memories as a child? Like, do you have happy memories, or
did you have a childhood?
Did I have a childhood?
Like,
or are you a clone that doesn't have a belly button?
No, I have a belly button. I still like hockey cards. I still have a huge collection, and I still collect here and there.
You know something? So speaking of hockey,
or vintage stuff,
that I am recently discovering is how much I genuinely like going to hockey games. And
isn't that cool? Isn't it cool, man?
And also baseball games. Like, as I'm getting older, I've never followed sports, and I don't think I ever will follow, but I genuinely love going and being in person and having a lot of fun. The hockey
It is. It's
I got
fun.
this a little while ago. My Garfield Fuzzy Hopper.
Oh, is that the thing that goes tick, 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 tick,
yeah, it jumps all around. 1978. Super cool.
Let's see.
Jumps around. I'll see it, GMC.
Hamilton says he realizes as an adult a lot of the music his dad loved when he was little. Is his breakup music. Oh, that's funny. Herman says doing a smoky burnout in one of his hot rods. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last couple games I've been to, Caden, there wasn't fights and everybody was waiting for a fight. Like it's the best hockey game is when there's 1 to 2 fights and your team still wins. That's the best. When you can actually see a couple fights and people get their asses.
You're right.
Kicked,
it is.
But you know the interesting thing, for the most part, except for someone who takes off their skate and tries to and slashes someone's throat.
No, never happened.
Actually, that did happen, bro.
Not
he didn't take it off, but that dude that he got.
Yeah, that was in I don't think it was in an NHL though. It was in minor league or something.
Yeah, and the dude went to prison, right?
Yeah, I think it was minor league. Yeah, they're investigating.
Because they said that he intentionally did it, and he was like one of the roughest players in the league or something like that. And he freaking slit the dude's throat with his skate.
NHL they got too much class in NHL. It seems like they got a lot
for
of
the
class,
most part. In most of the hockey games that I've gone to, the cool thing is when there's a fight, it's for the most part, it seems like it's done when it's done. Like someone gets their face knocked out, gloves come off, they punch, and then dudes go to the penalty boxes, and then as far as you know, everything's honky dory after that.
Yeah, and you know what? Hockey fights they're not as predominant. Like they're seldom nowadays because the game's so fast. You might have the odd one like here and there for sure. There's still some fights, but they're not like all the time like they used to be. There used to be fights all the time, but now it's slowed down. But there's still fights, but
many. I never really got into hockey too much.
For me, like I don't follow a specific team, but like I've been going to a lot of the minor league hockey games, which is the farm.
You're gonna see a lot of fights there.
We go to which is the Ontario Reign. It's like 10 minutes away from me. They're a farm team for the Kings, and then we'll go to the Kings games. We just went to a Kings game a month ago. My kids like it too. My kids. That's actually what my kids got for Christmas from my dad was because my dad likes to do things for Christmas, like experiences. So they asked him for tickets to the Kings. And so he got like really good seats, and we went with his wife and my kids and my wife, and we all had a good night at the game. And that was cool. So
that is cool.
Man, this reminds me of like my late teens, or actually all my 20s, where I just did a lot of drinking. Me and my brother-in-law were trying to form a band. So we just drink all day, smoke all night, just play guitar and come up with crazy songs.
So let's end this show on a high note, okay?
Yeah. Let's do it.
What is the one regret you have in life? So that's a high note, right?
I know. That's a high note, dude.
I'm gonna give 2. Not learning Spanish. I know I could still do it, but goddamn, that's a pain in the ass. I wish I knew Spanish. And what's another one for me? Shit, I don't know. Yeah, not learning Spanish. I want to learn Spanish. Traveling. I want to travel more.
I would say not learning about money sooner.
Okay, that's a good point. But at the same time, would you? Sorry, I'm playing with my tie hand over here. If you learned about money sooner, would you? I mean,
would I be who I am today?
Yeah, it takes you messing up to learn how to be more frugal with your money. Like
True.
It takes me being massively in debt to know that I will never be in debt again in my life. But it took a long time, 10 years for me to get out, and I'll never be in debt again. But my kids are like, why can't we do this? And it's like, because no, we're putting money in savings. We're not spending that money, So.
And maybe it's not learning about it. Maybe it's valuing those experiences from a distance earlier in life.
I know. I've seen that before. I was laughing at all these coming in.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Mexican rock band. That's a good one too.
What's that?
That's funny.
What's Mexican rock band?
Well, jeez.
I know. I didn't highlight that on purpose, Bill. Jeez. I was laughing. I didn't highlight it.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. But no, what's my biggest regret? Not putting you know, $5,000 in Bitcoin when it was
Yes,
given
there
away
you
for
go.
free.
Yeah.
That's
Or
my biggest
YouTube.
regret.
Or Amazon when it just started off and they're
Yeah, or
selling
Amazon.
books.
Yeah,
Yep.
And you're
right.
like, why the fuck would people buy books off the internet?
Yeah, exactly. I still remember. I remember them saying,
I
"Yeah,
know.
you're going to be able to buy books on the internet
Right.
at this website called Amazon." I remember my wife having to convince me to get a Facebook account. Like she was the one. She was like, "You should get on this Facebook thing," and I was like, "Nah, I'm good with MySpace. I'm cool." And I just had my MySpace and I had my music. When you went to my MySpace page, my music would start, so you'd get to hear the music I wanted you to hear, and then that was it.
See how cool life was back then.
Yep, very much. All right. Well, I say we wrap it up.
Yeah,
That's
boys.
it.
Yeah, it's getting late, boys and gents.
Thanks
You're
so
working
much
tomorrow, Bill?
coming in.
Yeah, buddy.
What are
I
you doing?
I got to go work on my rental property and try to get that thing going. It's not making any money right now, so
I know.
all weekend, bud. We got to get it wrapped up.
Get it done, man. Get it
Cool.
done. All right. Well, I'm going to end it. Appreciate everybody coming. Hopefully,
night,
we'll see you
guys.
guys next week. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
Wow.
I plan on being here, but you know,
I'll be
you never
here.
know.
Same
Thanks,
great
bud.
time, same great place.
Thanks, Lloyd.
See ya.